Welcome to Narrowboat Precious Jet. My name is Steve Tyrrell and we are currently at Swan Lane Wharf at Swan Lane, Coventry, on the Coventry Canal. So this week's video, going to crack on with electrics and get location sorted for all the bits on the electric board on the back of the boat. First job today is put the batteries back in the freshly painted and freshly made battery box, and also get all the batteries connected together and then get the solar set up again so that we are charging batteries, so that when I do eventually start putting power through to the rest of the boat, which is going to be this week with a bit of luck, we can not have to worry about having flat batteries or anything like that. So hopefully the solar should take care of everything while we're on the wharf, and then once I have power on the boat with solar power going, I can then get the inverter wired up and also sort out the 240 volt power on the boat, and that means I can then disconnect my shore power and just use the inverter as and when I need it, which won't be very often, because the only thing I really need to charge with the inverter is my drill batteries at the moment, and then the only other thing I need on the inverter is going to be the washing machine and maybe the water heater, but the water heater will only ever go on when I'm cruising, you know. So okay, hope you enjoy the video. If you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also comment down below. I do love your comments as always, and as ever, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it and you're not subscribed, then please consider subscribing. I do appreciate it. Okay, let's get on with the video. Glad to have you along. So as always, the boat is in a mess, so I'm going to get the vac out all the inside the battery box and the rear cabin, and also I'm going to vac in the shower room and through in the other cabin, because where I was drilling the pocket holes and cutting wood last week, there's sawdust everywhere. So first job this week is tidy up the boat. So I'm gonna, like I just said, vac this out first, put the batteries in, get them wired up, and then finish cleaning the rest of the boat. Okay. Right, one job I need to do while I've got all of this wire work tray out on this side of the boat is because that's the bow thruster cable, and I removed it all from that side of the boat when I did the kitchen and everything, and it just comes up and it's wired up, and then it's just clipped under the gunnels there, and it comes out there. So as this side of the boat is all uncovered and everything's easy to get to, I'm going to run the bow thruster cable down this side, because originally it was only run under the gunnels and I want it running up with everything else. So unclip it from under there and then run it along under there. Okay, that'll just tuck underneath, look. Cable tie it up to the other wires. So we come across here, look, you can see it running across here past the hatchway. Once again, that will tuck up under there when I cable tie it up out of the way, make it nice and neat. got through the bulkhead under here, and then the wires here, look, you just see it across the top there, look, all the way across, and then I've just got to cable tie it. It's all on the floor down here now, look. So yeah, just cable tie it across the top there, and then I need to get that welding done in the corner before I start putting anything else in, and that corner there, get the welding done so it's done then and out of the way, finished, and I can get it done. Is that a big spider? Oh, it's a big dead spider. Big dead spider. Okay, so we're getting there slowly. Give it another half an hour and that'll all be cable tied up completely neat and out of the way. First official use of the oven. Warming up a couple of Cornish pasties. Breakfast and lunch together. Brunch. Yeehaw! Right, so the RCD switches, or the trip switches for the solar panels, have arrived, and the box has arrived as well. So I can get them wired in now. However, I'm still waiting for the positive buzz bar to turn up. I think it's coming tomorrow, but I don't know, we'll wait and see. So I can't complete all the battery fit out with the wires down here and the switches until the positive buzz bar's here. So, but we'll get there eventually, you know. One of the things that did turn up is this little trick here, this little box of tricks. This is a Victron voltage sensitive, what do they call it? Oh god, split charge relay. So this will only allow power through to the spare battery. So what'll happen is the alternator and the solar panels will go to the house bank, and then once either the engine or the solar's running, this will allow power to go through to the starting battery. Then the starting battery is not important, not as important as the house bank anyway. And then this little thing clicks in, you can fit a switch to it, and what that allows is if your starter battery is dead, you can allow the house bank for 30 seconds or so, I think it is. You press the button, 30 seconds, you got power. For 30 seconds you got power from your house bank into your starting battery so that you can start your engine. Okay, right, let's crack on. Disconnect the solar panels, get some screws, get that box fitted, get these wires trimmed and get them sorted. Another day back at the boat, and I've been shopping again, so let's just quickly show you what I bought before we get stuck into our day's jobs. Okay, right, at some point I need to wire up the fridge, so I've been out and I bought this. This is a 4mm squared cable, single core, positive and obviously black and white, you can see that. This is to wire the fridge up, so this will run from the fuse board in the engine room all the way to the kitchen, and that will then plug onto the fridge and happy days. So that's slightly bigger cable just to take for the length of the run, you know, and the ampage and that. So right, next we bought 2 sockets. This is going to be a cheating way of one of these will be shore power and one of these will be inverter power, and it's just an easy way of doing it without having a switch. So when you unplug one, you completely disconnect before you plug into the next, if you know what I mean. You'll understand when I show you. The next thing I've bought is circuit breakers. These are to go into my new circuit, the new fuse board for the 240. So I've bought a 10 amp circuit breaker and a 16 amp circuit breaker. The 10 amp will run just the immersion on its own, and the 16 will run the socket ring for the rest of the boat. The cable is the old cable. I've not bought that. I have bought some, but it's not been delivered yet. I've bought some insulating tape just to mark up the different things, different colours. Mainly all I'll use out of that lot is the red and the black, and that'll dictate positive and negative. And the other thing I've got, which is the main thing I wanted to get, is cable tray. And that's the job for today. So all under the bottom here, under the bilge, under the electric units, I'll run cable tray. And then all these loose wires here, they will be cable tied into the cable tray to make them look nice and neat. So you'll see. That's today's job. So we'll be doing that first thing today. So yeah, so what we're going to do is cut that up, get the sizes, cut it up, and then cut short strips off to reach out to each individual unit, i.e. solar controller, panel box, all that sort of stuff over there, the battery charger. It will all go through this and be cable tied to this just to make it look nice and neat. You'll see, you'll see. Okay, right, quick cup of coffee and then we'll crack on. Okay, so you get a rough idea what's going on now. Obviously these cables will be slightly longer when I do the final fit, and these cables are going to be changed anyway, the black and the red one. So what will happen is I'll leave these loose slightly, just so that I can get a cable tied behind, and then the cables will get run down, cable tied into the tray, run back, run up, get cable tied in, these will run down, get cable tied in, and so on and so forth. And then all the way across, all the cables will get cable tied in. Just above the cable tray here will be buzz bars as well, so you'll have power into the buzz bar and then stuff coming out and going off. That will probably get looped back up and back down and go back around the cable tray. But we'll play it by ear. It's I'll keep messing about with it, just like I did this box. This will get moved around until I'm finally happy with the finished product, and then it will get fitted. What I'll probably do before I finally fit it is I will probably paint this wall to make it look pretty. Yeah, paint it, put something on it, cover it, whatever, you know. Not decided 100% what I'm going to do yet. I do fancy painting it with the same paint I painted the table with, the cream. I quite like the cream. It goes with the grey of the engine, so and cream and grey throughout the boat. So the engine's grey, as you can see, kind of like a greeny grey. They call it gardener grey. The kitchen's grey, so everything's going to be grey and cream, you know. Okay, you get an idea what's going on. Right, let's carry on doing this. I need to think about buzz bars now, fitting buzz bars and all that sort of stuff. So yep, it's all beginning to take shape now, look. So I can start thinking about fitting other stuff in around it now. Things like this, which is the battery charger. Yeah, so things like this can start getting wired into the buzz bars now and can take shape. The inverter can get wired into the buzz bar. The batteries coming up from here, they can all go into the buzz bar now. Yeah, so it's starting to get there. It's slowly starting to take shape and it's all looking good. What I need to think about now is this is to mimic the floor, the height of the floor. So what I'll do now is I'll have another bit of cable coming up from here. Sorry, not cable, the tray, and that will come up from here, and that'll fit under the floor, so that when you put the floor in it, it'll hold the tray in shape, in place as such, kind of. You'll see, you'll see. But it's all starting to take shape. I am also now thinking about wiring the alternator in. Then you can see in there, look, I've got one of the wires in, just to give me an idea of size and shape, so length of wire and that sort of stuff. So that's kind of in place now, and that'll also come up at the end of the door here, sorry, by the side of the door here, up onto the cable tray like everything else, and get fed along. The negative will come to the negative buzz bar and the positive will go to the positive buzz bar, obviously. So yeah, it's all starting to take shape. It's all starting to look good. All right. let's do a little bit more and I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, that's the wall painted. I'm not going to show you the runs. Yeah, there's a couple of runs in different places, but I'm not too worried. I may even give it another coat of paint yet, I'm not too sure. But it doesn't look too bad actually. Doesn't look too bad at all. I've got some runs just up here, which you'll probably want sanding down, but I can do them anytime. And then just along the bottom here, I've got a couple there. And I've got a couple of big ones just here that you can't see. But it's alright, it's okay. It's the engine room. And with this being gloss, it's wipeable. So, oops, knocking stuff over behind me. So let's just turn around and have a look. There we go. Oh, you can't see it. Sun's really poor, isn't it? Okay. Let's go around the other side and have a look and see if that's any better. There you go. Sun's shining in anyway. So when that's all nice and dry, I'll put all the stuff back on the wall. Plumb it all together, put it all together, and then have the electrics all back on and everything being hunky-dory and nice. So that's me for the day. Alright, catch you later. Can't start a day on the boat without a cup of coffee. Boiled on your own cooker. Love it. Let's get to work. Okay, so while the kettle's boiling, that is now nice and dry. I thought there was runs up there, but they seem to have disappeared. Yeah, you can kind of see them in a different light, and I can't see any other runs. There are a couple at the bottom here, which is not an issue because that's where the floor is going to go. Right, that's quite nice, quite happy with that. There's a few holes in it here and there, but I'm not too worried about that. So let's start putting the tracks back in and all the electric stuff back on the wall, and we'll see if we can get some power on the boat before we finish the video. We might not, we might not, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. Okay, stand by. Okay, apart from a couple of other little things, that's the main system in now. or not in, but it's there. These are all loose. Okay, and the idea being is once I've cable tied all the cables down to the tracking, I will then screw it in nice and tight. It's just so I can get cable ties behind and make things nice and neat. So let's start wiring things up, shall we? Yeah, jolly good. Stand by again. So this is where we're up to so far. One circuit's coming in from the solar, one circuit coming in from the alternator. I think that's the solar and that's the alternator. Same again, alternator negative and solar negative. So your two solar panels coming in here, look, they run down the side, nicely neatly clipped in, go up into the solar. Two battery cables into the solar as well. I'm just waiting now. I need these eyelets here. I'm running short of eyelets, so I might just nip up the local electrical factors. I've got some on order, but I want them now, not tomorrow. So I'm going to nip up to the local electrical factors and see what they've got. Yeah, but that's where we're at so far. And then once I've got power on the batteries onto the buzz bars, I can then start putting solar power through and all that sort of stuff. So another thing I'm waiting for as well is the mega fuses. Still waiting for them, but yeah, so I'm not going to get finished today because I'm waiting for stuff to be delivered. But this is roughly what it is. See the alternator, there's the wires from the alternator. They run down the back of the engine and they run down the back there, look. And then screws the water bottle out of the way, across the side here. They'll get neatly tacked up out of the way, so you won't see them. They'll get tucked underneath out of the way, and you won't see hardly anything of them. And then if I turn the camera around here again, they're nicely clipped along this rail here, and they come up there, look, they'll poke up through the floor and they'll run along this buzz obviously there. So but that's where we're at so far. So stand by again. I keep saying that, stand by. I ought to stop saying it. So, and the next thing is to make the wires for this here to go onto the buzz as well. Okay, it's all looking good. It's all looking good. Right, so I've been shopping. Pair of cable cutters, receipt, and yes, ends to the wires, lugs to the wires. So let's make up some cable then, shall we? Yeah. I can get the batteries from here to the buzz bar, but I don't think I'm going to have enough cable to go from the buzz bar to the inverter. But we'll play it by ear. We do have some cable. I mean, stuff like this, it really isn't strong enough, but we could use it for now, I suppose. You know, that's 35mm cable, which would probably be enough actually for now. But when I'm running the washing machine and perhaps running my water heater or something when I'm cruising, I want something if this is going to be working hard. I don't want to overheat cables and stuff. So. Okay. What do you think? It's looking alright, isn't it? It's looking alright. So I've got a cover to go over here, look. Just 1 second. Cover over there. Try and get you on the film. Hang on, let me do it properly. So there's a cover to go over there. The inverter's not wired up yet, but the main stuff is in. The alternator cables are in as well. They're all nice and neat, tucked up, go into the buzz bars. So yeah, it's looking all right. And that cream paint looks okay. Quite happy with that. Can't see any of the runs. I can just down there. There's one, but you can't see it, but I can see it just in that shadow. Yeah, but you won't see it once the floor's in. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the video here, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I'd like to do more, and there's still a couple of hours left in the day that I could do any work, but I've run out of parts. I'm waiting for mega fuses, I'm waiting for cable, and I'm waiting for a few other things as well. But it gives you a rough idea of where I'm going with this and how I'm doing it. And I think it actually looks quite neat. I'm quite happy with that. Hopefully it'll look much better when I'm finished, but you guys can be the judge of that. So if you've seen something that you think I'm missing, then please comment down below, just let me know, because if you don't know something, then you don't know. Unconscious ignorance, I think they'll call it. So also, if you've enjoyed the video, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you're watching videos, or watching my videos, and you're enjoying them and you're not subscribed, then please consider subscribing. I'd much appreciate it. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll see you next week on the next week's video. Okay, take care guys, see you soon. See you, bye.